everyone, welcome to episode 39 of Otome Shimai.
I'm Vicky.
And I'm Vika.
And we are sisters who play Otome Games.
Welcome to episode 39, the episode in which we travel back in time. Except we don't travel back in time because it's set in Edo and there's no time travel.
Yeah, actually, for once, there's no time travel here. Yeah. But it is the episode where we decide to get rid of the 0.5s because we've been doing 0.5s for some of the Otome Shimai shorts because we do it for like new releases. And then we looked at the release schedule for this summer and we were like, oh no.
There are many releases, so we're just going to do a full-ass episode.
And by full-ass episode, we mean it's still an Otome Shimai short. It's just that there's no 0.5. So today's episode is called Otome Shimai Shorts, Winter's Wish, Spirits of Edo, First Look.
That's right. It is a first look. We did not complete this game.
No, we did not.
However, we did play the beginning of the prologue as well as the
We did all the
initial common routes.
There are 3 common routes in this game.
It took longer than I thought it would, to be honest. But,
it did.
Here's some tidbits on how we felt about it.
Yeah, we have thoughts. It's great.
We do.
It's great. But first,
who are you doing this week?
I'm playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom because that is a thing, and I have completed all of the maps and most of the quests, and so now I just want to find all of the Koroks before I actually go and beat the things I'm supposed to beat.
Okay, it's going to take me like a year to finish that game, and
yes.
You're going to be done with it in a couple weeks.
But I will continue to play it.
Yes, you will.
I will continue to play it. Do you know how many hours I put into Breath of the Wild?
Oh my god. So after finishing Breath of the Wild, you must have put in another 100 hours. It was a lot.
More than that. You know, I created a new Nintendo profile so I could replay it and keep my old save. Mm-hmm. So
and that one has more than 100 hours.
I actually do not know how many hours I have played Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom is going to have just as much.
That's right.
What about you?
I'm playing Piofiore, Episodio 1926, and I am playing it very slowly. However, now I have gotten to the last route of my, initial set, and then I'll be able to go to Alternativa.
Yes, Piofiore Episodio 1926 is a game that has 3 parts to it, and you are just about finished with part 1.
That's right.
Congratulations.
It's a good game, but it's just it's like I'm sitting down and watching a really intense show or movie, and I can't focus on all of the things that are happening at one time. It's crazy.
They do make a lot of things happen.
There's so much going on.
But it's a great game.
It's a great game. Really great story. Right now I'm doing Gilbert Redford's Gil's route, and I am so happy.
Perfect boyfriend, Gilbert Redford.
I am so happy right now.
We love Gil. We are the biggest Gilbert Redford fans in existence, and I dare anyone to challenge that. I'm joking. Don't challenge us, please.
Don't challenge us. Otome is fun, not a competition.
Yes.
Anyways, let's get on to today's topic.
Yes, Winter's Wish, Spirits of Edo. First of all, we want to give a big thank you to Aksys Games for providing us a copy of Winter's Wish, Spirits of Edo for review. And we're sorry that we were not able to get this out sooner because we both got sick and Vika didn't have a voice for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm still actually kind of working on that. I'm feeling some weird, gurgly things. I don't know. It's really frustrating. So if the quality of my voice today does not sound that good, blame it on the illness. But yes, again, thank you to Aksys Games for providing us this game for free because I was not planning to buy it. And now I am planning to buy it.
So congratulations. There's at least one sale. Because I got the copy.
That's right.
I got the review copy.
Because we were like, oh yeah, Vicky's probably going to play it. Because I wasn't planning on it. And so she downloaded it. And I was like, actually, I kind of really like this game. I want to get it. So, yeah. So there you go. Thank you, Aksys. Let's give everyone the rundown of the story, though.
Cool. So from the Aksys website, the first year of the Kyoho era, the land is ruled by the 8th shogun, Yoshimune Tokugawa, who is related to many other Tokugawas who eventually date back to Vika's husband. So is this your great-grandson?
I think this is my great-great-grandson.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, at least we don't have to date him. I don't want to date my great-great-grandson. That sounds terrible. Anyways,
repeated incidents caused by monsters in the town of Edo, aka Tokyo, but a long time ago, upset and frighten the people, so the Tokugawa shogunate establishes the Oniwaban, not the Obi-Wans.
Not the Obi-Wans.
We are sorry if we say Obi-Wan.
I'm very sorry. I messed this up the first time we played this game. I kept saying Obi-Wan when I was reading the lines, and it was a mistake.
Oniwaban.
Oniwaban.
Yes.
Because they're Oni, and they are Ban.
No.
That is not how that works. Okay, continue. Sorry.
So they established the Oniwaban to maintain public order and secure the town. Seasons pass to year 11 of the Kyoho era.
Okay, so year 11 comes by, and a girl in a village far from Edo has the power to see black threads with a capital T before every catastrophe, which causes the panicked villagers to drive her away into the snowy mountains. One day, a young man going by the name of Oniwaban, that is not how that works. That's not his name.
His name may not be Oniwaban, but he is part of the Oniwaban.
Okay, so yes, he's part of the Oniwaban. He appears before her. Anyways, this is
from the website.
This is from the website. I don't know. We didn't write this. This is a story in which a girl encounters non-humans, quote unquote, and learns about love.
Well, sounds like an Otome game.
Correct. A historical fantasy Otome game taking place in the Edo era.
Yay! How many of those do we have?
Very many. I'm really excited for this one, though. Originally I wasn't, because I was like, wow, another one of these. But after playing through the beginning of this game, I was like, this interesting premise. I'm curious.
It is an interesting premise.
Okay, but before we talk about like the beginning of the game and the prologue and our opinions and all that stuff, let's talk about the characters.
Yes, who is our MC?
Our MC is Suzuno, the bringer of ruin.
Which is
okay, let me tell you, these titles that I'm using are straight from the Aksys website.
It's not.
It is not us.
It also doesn't make any sense.
I really feel bad that they call her this because she does not bring any ruin.
She does not bring any ruin.
She just happens to see it and people are like, wow, that sucks. You suck. And she's like, but it's not my fault. And it's not. It's really not her fault.
Yeah. It's also, like, getting to know... Suzuno is a very, like... She's a very Otome MC. Oh, she's, like,
yes.
innocent and pure, and she's very trusting, and she, like, wants to help people and do her best, and she's naive.
Yes, she is an Otome MC of all Otome MCs.
Yeah, so she is one of those Otome MCs. She's not... like that in a way that will annoy you too often.
She's not Yui, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that's something that I liked because whenever we get an MC like that, a lot of the times I'm like, what are you doing? But with Suzuno, there aren't very many instances of me saying, what are you doing? It's
However,
more just
there
like...
are some.
Yeah, there are some.
There are some.
But it's more just me thinking like, oh, well, that's not the way that I would do things. But also, I don't live in Kyoho era Edo, and I am not Suzuno, and I have not been isolated from other human beings for most of my life.
Yes,
and
poor
talking
child.
to the snow.
This poor child. It's fascinating. When we first meet Suzuno in the game, she's like isolated away in this snowy temple, small temple, living by herself.
Yeah.
And she basically relies on the villagers to come and drop off supplies for her, but the villagers are not interested in her.
No, they're terrified.
They're scared. They're like, she is going to kill us all with her abilities or whatever she can do. Because they think she's the one that brings all the bad things.
She can see emotions.
I don't know. I feel bad for her. She can see emotions. So the seeing emotions thing I thought was actually pretty cool. Basically how it works is when she sees a person, she's able to see these like threads, capital T threads, around their necks, which are various colors, and the colors determine the emotions of what's going on in that person.
Yeah, like yellow is nervous.
And what pink is like love. Blue is calmness.
Yeah.
Black, of course, is the scary, terrible, bad thing.
Black is something really bad is going to happen to you.
Exactly. So when she sees those, she kind of can make an educated guess and be like, oh, like, something's not right here if your threads are black, or like, oh, like, you're not feeling well, or you're feeling nervous if your threads are yellow. But the villagers, when they heard her as a child saying, oh, like, that lady has black threads around her neck, something's gonna happen, and then that lady dies, she's like, oh gosh! Everyone thinks she killed the lady. So.
Yeah. Poor girl.
I feel really bad for her. But meeting Suzuno in the beginning, I was like, okay, I kind of get it. She lives in this very remote place, relies on other people to bring her food, and she's lonely. Like, what can you do?
Also, a note, Suzuno is not voiced. We do not get a voiced
correct.
MC in this game.
Yeah, no voiced MC in this game. I'm actually kind of sad about that. I would have liked to see Suzuno's voice.
Mm-hmm. You would have liked to see her voice.
I mean, hear her voice with my eyeballs.
Yes.
That I hear with.
I would also like to see her voice with my tongue.
Because that's how you hear things. Anyways, I think I'm warming up to the idea of voiced MCs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I was really, really bothered with Bustafellows because I really, really didn't like having a voiced MC with Bustafellows. Mm-hmm. She did not grow on me. But there are other games that we've played with voiced MCs that I'm like, kind of like this.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the voice actor and the character as well. Like, from what I've seen, I think, and maybe this is the same for both of us, I don't know, you have to tell me, if the MC is someone who we can relate to, and if, like, the voice kind of reflects what we would internally think the voice is like, then I think we like it. But, I mean, for Bustafellows in particular, Tuta, great character, liked her as an MC, very realistic character, not like us at all.
Yes. Yes. So, there you go.
Yeah. So I think in that case it feels more like watching an anime than playing an Otome game.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like Suzuno as a character. I'm curious to see what happens with the rest of the game. But I don't know, she's a very Otome protagonist. Like, very prototypical Otome MC.
Yeah, and she knows nothing about love.
As usual.
As usual.
And neither do the rest of the love interests.
Well...
So let's go through them. Who's the first one?
Tomonari
Takamura. So his description on the Aksys website is sincere and taciturn. And he's the first one you meet.
Yes.
Right out of the gate.
He's the poster boy.
He's the poster boy.
It's so obvious he's the poster boy.
Yes,
He's poster boy.
He is a very pretty boy. White hair. Very calm and doesn't seem to have very many emotions, to be honest.
He's nice to Suzuno and no one else.
Pretty much. Yeah. He's a man of few words.
He's super sweet to Suzuno, and for everyone else he's like, meh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's he voiced by?
Kobayashi Yusuke, who hasn't really done that much. The things that were notable about this person was he had done one role in Dairoku Ayakashimori, which is Hira, one of the allies.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
You like him.
This character, Tomonari, I think I don't know. I went in and I was like, this guy's going to be my favorite. And then I met other ones and I was like, no, this guy's my favorite. I have a lot, I think a lot of these I like quite a bit.
You have many favorites in this game.
Which is a good sign for me, because if I like more than one ally, then I'll probably like the game more.
Yeah.
Who's the second one that we meet?
Kunitaka Tojo.
Tojo-kun!
Compassionate and chivalrous.
I shouldn't say kun, he's older.
Yeah.
He's the older brother trope.
And he's voiced by Maeno Tomoaki, who you should know because he's been in a lot of things, including playing Kino in Diabolic Lovers and Lupin in Code Realize.
That's right. That was really cool.
So he's like the big brother type. He's like dad, or actually more like mom.
He's more like mom, yeah.
But because he's so like outwardly friendly and nice right away, it makes me feel like he's actually gonna be super sus, but I have no proof yet. So that's just my feelings, knowing Otome games and tropes and how they work.
I think he gets that feeling. I don't quite get that feeling. I just feel like he's nice, kind of, I don't know, like friendly dude. Everyone really likes him.
Except for the bird.
Except for the bird. Oh my god, that's a good point. The bird doesn't like him.
There's a bird in this game, and the bird does not like him.
Yes. Okay, so there is, the bird that we're talking about ends up being, basically becoming Suzuno's pet.
Yeah.
Like, Tojo finds this cute, adorable little bird, and I cannot remember the name of the bird for the life of me.
Komame.
Komame? Oh, little bean?
Yeah.
So he finds this little bean. Sorry. The name of the bird is Little Bean, not the bird is a bean. Anyways, he finds this bird. Bird hates his guts. Like, just will outwardly attack him. The bird meets Suzuno and absolutely falls in love with Suzuno. And he's like, okay, well, I guess that's your bird now.
So funny thing about the bird, sidebar about the bird. The bird does not make bird noises.
Oh, that's true.
The bird makes lots of noise, but none of them are bird noises.
That's right. This bird doesn't cheep or chirp.
It goes chirp-a-beep!
It goes burr, which is really confusing to me because birds don't have lips and can't make the B sound.
There's lots of B sounds. And P sounds.
Yes, exactly.
Chirp-a-beep!
Exactly. Birds don't have lips. Also cannot make P sounds.
Chirper.
So anyways, sidebar about the bird is that we got a really big kick out of it when we first met it because we're like, this bird does not sound like any bird we've ever heard of in my life.
And we've heard a lot of birds because our parents
are birders.
They are avid bird watchers. So we hear a lot of birds and a lot about birds. And Vika is a linguist, so she knows that the bird cannot make the B sound.
That's correct.
They do not have the proper mouth parts to make the B sound. What did you call it?
They don't have lips.
Labial.
Bilabial.
Bilabial.
Sounds.
They can't make bilabial sounds.
Yes, because bilabial means using two lips, and they have no lips. I don't know how many more times I can say birds don't have lips, but anyway, that's the thing about Tojo. That's the thing about Komame. That has nothing to do with Tojo. We got really sidetracked by this bird.
Well, honestly, at this point, Komame is more interesting than Tojo, in my opinion. So
yeah, I'm not a big fan of Tojo. I don't think he's that interesting to me. I don't think he's that attractive. I think he's just kind of mildly annoying.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's all right. He's trying to be helpful, but
But it'll be really interesting because once you play his route, if he actually turns out to be a cold sussy asshole I think...
Will I like him?
You're gonna think he's interesting at least.
Oh, true, maybe. So we'll see. We'll find out.
Because you like assholes.
Yes, I do. Speaking of assholes...
Yes.
Let's talk about the next character.
Yoichi.
He is, what did they say? Frank and apathetic.
Yes, frank and apathetic.
When I first saw the intro to this game... They show the montage of all the characters.
Oh god.
And they were showing all of the names, and so it was Tomonari and Tojo, and then Yoichi comes up, but the word Frank in Frank and Apathetic was the thing that caught my eye, and I was like, wait a minute. The other character's name is Tomonari, and they named this one Frank? And my sister was like, no, his name is not Frank. His name is Yoichi.
His name's Frank now.
It really caught me off guard. I got real confused for a minute.
It was fun.
I obviously did not do the research before playing this game.
It was a good time.
Because immediately when I saw this game, I was like, nope, not interested. So we booted it up, and I was like, okay, cool, we have a character named Frank.
I love it when we go into games. I absolutely love it when we go into games and Vika has done absolutely no research because she's just shocked at everything. She's like, wait, but I thought blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no.
I like this, to be honest, going into games almost completely blind. It's one of my favorite things to do, because then I get to experience it naturally.
It's great.
If I do too much research, I'll spoil myself, and I don't want to have expectations.
Well, you're also just in general a very reactive person to media in general.
That's true. I'm shocked and surprised at a lot of things.
I love watching my sister watch TV shows and movies because she will react to every little thing on the screen, and it's more entertaining to me than the actual show.
I can't help it. I get really, intrigued and enveloped in the story.
I love watching Criminal Minds with you.
Yeah.
Even if it's a rerun.
Yeah, no, that's a good show. Anyways, more about Yoichi. Sorry, I got sidetracked about him being named Frank on accident. So his voice actor is Yamashita Seichiro, and I tried to find what this voice actor's done. Not a lot, to be honest. He's done a side character in Shuen no Virushe, so we'll get to hear some of his voice when we play the Zetsubo game. But other than that, not much. His whole vibe is just generally grumpy and not interested in other people.
Grumpy and aloof, which Vika loves.
But when we first played the prologue and we did the intro to him, I was like, oh, I don't really think he's that great, to be honest. He was just kind of a dick. But I think as we did one of the first chapters, or the common route for his area that they focus on, and we'll go into that later. His character's actually quite interesting. He's pretty level-headed, smart guy, kind of not as much of a tease as I thought he was gonna be.
No, he's just kind of aloof.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, like I can get by this. I like this. But yeah, I'm not keyed into him quite as much.
Yeah, well, we'll see, because he is your type.
He is my type.
And he is pretty.
You want to know who is your type?
Genjuro Kuga. Diligent and selfless.
That's right. Diligent and selfless.
He is tall, strong, dark hair, serious, very, like, on top of things, very, like, interested in what's going on around him. I really like serious characters.
Yes, you do.
And he's not just serious, but he's also, like, a little clueless as to how serious he is, and I just find that very cute.
It's endearing.
It's very endearing. I like him a lot.
Yeah, it is really endearing.
So far. Like, he comes on screen and I'm like, oh, this one. I want to, like, give him cupcakes and him be confused as to why I'm giving him cupcakes, but say thank you anyways.
Yeah, he's a great character. I didn't think I'd like him in the very beginning, but he's growing on me.
Yeah. And he's voiced by Sato Takuya, who was Masabune in Norn 9.
Also kind of a similar character. Masabune is kind of serious and, like, in charge of things. So.
Yeah. Kuga's very straight-faced. Like,
oh, yeah. Kuga does not joke. I don't think he can identify a joke if one smacked him in the face.
I'd love to joke in front of him and just have him not understand.
He's fun. I like him. Yeah, meeting him was really interesting in the very beginning when Suzuno ends up in town and he is, like, trying to break, like, basically he's a police officer? I don't even quite know what to call it. All of these men are part of the Oniwaban, so they're part of this, like...
It's like the Secret Service.
For the Tokugawa shogunate.
Yeah.
And there's very few of them, to be honest, but I guess they have, like, outward roles that other people know them by. And so, for example, Yoichi works at the tea house, even though he's an Oniwaban. And, like, Genjiro Kuga, he patrols, like, certain areas in the town, so people know him from that. And when Suzuno first meets him, basically someone gets into a fight, and he comes and he has to, like, break it up, and they're all, like, terrified of him. They're like, oh, sorry, it's not us. Like,
but he breaks it up with, like, logic, and then they thank him afterwards. Yes. So he's obviously, like, well-liked.
And well-respected.
Yeah, even though he's very serious boy.
Yes. So we like Kuga. I like Kuga, too.
Yeah.
Who's the next one?
Kinji.
Vain and alluring.
And voiced by Namikawa Daisuke, a.k.a. Sasazuka Takeru in Collar Malice.
I know, my favorite.
I know.
My favorite in Collar Malice, but this guy, Kinji, not my favorite.
No, Kinji's an asshole.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, he is, like...
He's a tease.
He's a huge tease. And normally I like that. Like, with Takeru, I really, really like that. But there's something about...
He's a different kind of tease.
The way that he is... Oh, gosh. He just, like... thinks he's the shit, I think. And I think that's what it is. It's like he has a superiority complex almost, from what I can tell. Like, maybe he doesn't. I don't know that much about him as a character because in the very beginning you really don't get to learn that much about all of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Also, he's an actor. Like, that's his job. He works in the entertainment district. He's a celebrity.
Yes.
He's literally a celebrity. Like, there
People
are, like...
want his autograph.
Yeah, fans of him coming up to him. So he's very pretty, he's very talented, he's very strong, but he's also a jerk and a tease, and he's just constantly teasing Suzuno, like, in a flirtatious way, but it's really hard to tell that he's teasing her because he acts so serious, and then he's like, oh, I'm just joking.
Yes, it's like...
Or, oh, why are you bothered by this?
He can't show emotion, but he's an actor and he can somewhat show emotion. So it's like he's both bothered and not bothered at the same time, and it confuses me.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him. The one that I am a big fan of.
Yes. The last ally is Otaro.
Lively and carefree.
Voiced by Saito Soma.
Yes.
A.K.A. Enomoto Mineo in Color Malice.
And Eve in Shuen no Biruche. So... I did not like Enomoto in Color Malice.
Don't tell Blurty that.
Don't tell Blurty that. That's fine. That's fine. Actually, I think she knows, and that's fine. But Otaro, his character, oh my god. When I first saw him on screen, I was like, yep, this is the one. This is the one for me. I'm abandoning Tomonari. I no longer like the main boy. This is my favorite. He is so bright. His whole thing, like, he's basically a shonen anime character.
He's like, very flippy.
He's so flippy and bright and, like...
He's the flippy boy.
Exciting, and, like, he wears bright colors, and he's cheerful, and I don't know, I'm so attracted to him right now. Like, I don't know what it is.
I feel like he's kind of like trickster-like.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Is he annoying? 1,000,000% he's annoying. But like he's so like I don't know, like the energy and like I don't know, I feel fireworks, you know? I get the Doki Doki fireworks with him.
Aw, the Doki Dokis. Yeah. There were definitely a couple of scenes where Vika would squeal.
Yes.
You're his squealy sister.
Oh, Taro. So good.
All right. Those are the characters.
Those are the characters. Let's talk a little bit about how the game works. So, the beginning of the game, you start with like a general prologue.
Yes, which is actually fairly short.
Yeah, it's pretty short. You meet Suzuno. You meet the first two Actually, no, you meet all of the love interests.
Yeah, you meet all of the love interests.
As a general, like, hey, this is this person. And then after that, you get to go into this... You meet the shogunate. Basically. Yeah. You meet Tokugawa. Not Ieyasu, the other one, and
not Vika's husband,
not my husband, but
not the man not the man who you have half naked on a yoga mat in your home.
I love that yoga mat. I love it so much. No, you meet the shogun, and basically you're introduced to the 3 different areas that the allies like work in, and you can choose to work in one of them in order to assist them.
Yeah, and that's the common route, basically.
Yeah.
So you've got the prologue, and then you become part of the Oniwaban, and they're like, well, where do you want to work? And there are 3 different districts, and the district that you choose will have 2 different LIs, and then at the end of that common route is when you will go into the actual route.
Right.
So, and I've never seen it done that way.
That's new. Yeah, I've never seen it done that way either.
And I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I also like that you get different parts of the world.
Yes.
In terms of story building. Like, not only, like, they're all part of the same organization, right? But you get to explore the world in very specific areas within these common routes, the 3 distinct common routes.
Yeah. And Suzuno is a country girl, so she is so confused going to Edo. So
like, all of the routes are confusing for her.
Yeah. But she does acclimate a little bit more easily to certain areas, and so it's really interesting to see like how she acclimates to doing different things. Her in the entertainment district is really funny because she's like, prostitutes.
Yeah, they go to the red light district.
That's the first thing they do.
Oh, and boy does Kinji tease her for it too.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, no, I think it was really a good way of doing it. Like, I'm really impressed with the developer on this one because you get to just, like, you're not stuck trying to, like, make many decisions for many characters and trying to go after one. You really are targeted for, like, that area that they're in.
Yeah.
So, like, what was the first one we did? Did we do...
we did Castletown.
Oh, we did Castletown. So we were with Kuga and Yoichi?
Yoichi.
Yeah.
Kuga and Yoichi.
Yeah. And those are the 2 allies that you kind of spend the most time with, and you, like, you know, do a mission, you do the whole thing, you learn about them, you learn about the Castletown.
And then you save someone.
And then you get to save someone. And there's pretty much, like, a pattern, you know? Like, something happens, you do some investigation, you all work together, you learn about the allies, you learn about the town, you learn about the area that you're in, and, like, comes to some sort of culmination.
Yeah. One thing that we did learn throughout each common route and came to the conclusion at the end of finishing all 3 common routes is that none of these people are very good at following clues. Like, we figured out, like, who the culprit was or what was going on a lot sooner than they did.
Yes.
And, like, there were times where there were questions that should have been, like, really obvious to us. and they just, like, didn't even consider them. And it was especially bad in the entertainment district. We were, like, yelling at the screen.
I was so mad at all of the characters in the entertainment district. I'm like, come on, don't you get it?
Yeah, like, they've got an actor and a flippy boy, and they did not do very good detectiving.
I guess that makes sense. Neither of them are detectives. One is a flippy boy, and the other one's an actor. I think the Yoichi and Kuga's route, like that area, they did pretty good.
Yeah, they
figured it out. You know, it wasn't too complicated. But yeah, I would say the detectiving is not their day job.
Yeah. Except it is their day job.
It's their night job.
Well, in the entertainment district, it's their night job.
No, but in the other districts too. Yoichi works at the tea house.
But
He's a detective.
But everyone else, they work during the day. And in the entertainment district, they work at night.
Oh my god. Okay. Sister, stop it with the terrible jokes.
No. If I stopped with the terrible jokes, then we would not have a podcast.
That's true. Anyways.
Opinions.
Moving on from that. Opinions. So, what was one of the things that I really liked about this? Well, number one, the artwork is super, super pretty.
It is.
100%.
The CGs are really nice.
Everything's pretty. Everything is pretty. Literally, I cannot say this enough, but the artwork is pretty.
The clothes.
are also really, really great.
Costume design in this game is A+. They did a really great job.
Yes.
It's going to be really difficult to cosplay any of these characters.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, parts. And especially for costumes of this era, right? Like, there's a lot of layers.
Yes.
There's a lot of things going on, but there's just, like, so much extra.
Yeah.
And they're so colorful.
Yeah. Although we did figure out how to cosplay some characters in this game for Anime Expo.
We did.
We're not going to tell you what we're doing, but if you end up going to Anime Expo and you see some characters from Winter's Wish there, that might be us.
That's right. Yeah, one thing about the CGs, let me say, is I love the fact that the CGs start coming early.
They do.
You get CGs pretty much right out of the gate. And they are gorgeous.
And they're, like, oddly spicy.
Like, yeah, some of them are oddly spicy.
Like, and they're, like, deceptively spicy. Like, for some of them, it seems like a super big romance moment. Like, if you just look at the CG, but it's not. So I was telling Vika when we were playing through, I was like, we're still in the, like, common route, right? This seems like a mid-game CG right here.
Yeah, for sure. I remember you saying that and me being like, actually, yes. Like, you wouldn't be pressed up against this man at the beginning of the route.
We're not even in his route. Why are we pressed up against this man?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
We might not date you.
Yes. I also really like and appreciate the fact that the CGs are not just the MC and the LI.
Yeah, you get a decent amount of CGs that have other people involved with them, which I like that too. And you also get a decent amount of side characters with faces and voices, which is nice. Like the MC actually has a friend.
The MC does have a friend.
And they talk about things other than the LIs, so they pass the Bechdel test.
That's true. One of the first conversations with her and her friend has nothing to do with the men.
Yeah, and they're named. They speak many times, and they speak not about men. This game passes the Bechdel test.
I really love that her friend shows up in every common route, too.
It's great.
Like, there's 3 of them, and her friend is just, like, there in all of them. So you get to have a friend no matter where you go.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
All right, so, sister, do we have any wrap-up thoughts?
I feel like this whole thing is wrap-up thoughts.
Yeah.
This whole episode is just us wrapping up our thoughts. But,
Can I wrap up my thoughts in seaweed and make a little maki roll so I can have it for lunch?
You wanna eat your thoughts for lunch?
Delicious.
Okay, I'm ignoring that. I'm just gonna go into, like, a couple of my favorite things about this and the reasons why I want to play this game. One, the storyline is actually quite intriguing. Like, the MC, of course, she's got special powers. She's special. The LIs are interesting. We didn't even go into the whole thing about them. You know, we're not even gonna go there. Play the game. It's good.
Yeah.
I also really like that as you're playing through the game, you get to have a little bit of, like, dynamic movement with the way that they put the characters on the screen, which I thought was pretty cool. So when they say like, oh, like Tomonari like puts Suzuno behind his back, it actually turns Tomonari around on screen, and he's like facing away from her, which I thought was really cool. I was like, oh, this is really interesting. They try to like immerse you in the game a little bit more than usual, which I thought was nice.
Yeah, I think the only other fairly recent game we've seen do that is TAFELLOWS.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So something that we commented on quite a bit while we were playing, and this is actually probably something that the localization team they probably didn't have a lot to work with here, is the dictionary.
Oh gosh, yes.
So
the dictionary. You guys, okay, so this was one thing that really bothered me. I think like this is going to be the one bane of me playing this game, is that they tend to explain things that they don't need to explain, for one, and they don't explain things that they really should be explaining.
Yeah, and when we were playing through, like, the explanation behind that is probably that in Japanese, like, they might use an archaic term for a word that they didn't end up using in the localization, and since the dictionary is already hard-coded into the game, they still had to, like, put a definition for that. And then there were other words that were, like, very specific to certain things, like they were talking about tea ceremony type of stuff, and there were a decent amount of words that were not in the dictionary, and, like, we had to, like, look up. And maybe in Japanese, they're more well-known.
Yeah.
So that was a little interesting, but I mean, like I said, that probably has more to do with, like, how they were able to localize things, and I'm pretty sure that localization companies cannot add things to the dictionary.
Yeah.
They're kind of limited to what is already in the original game.
Yeah.
So just be ready to Google some stuff.
And also be ready to be like, why are they defining what a hot soak is? That's hot water where you soak in it.
Yes.
You don't need a definition for that, but there you go.
Yeah. Oh, and we found one typo so far, so good job, Aksys.
Yes, one typo in all of the common notes. I'm very impressed.
One typo.
Yeah, no, it's great. I think for this game, 100%, I would say that I will play it. I want to play it through. So if we ever get around to doing a reviews and twos on this, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. Seems like there's a lot of crazy going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's really the only thing is the dictionary is going to irk me. I really think all of the characters are interesting. I don't really have a character that I purely dislike. I think Kinji is probably the one that I dislike the most, but I'm sure there's something else going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's really interesting that you say that, because for me, like, yes, I like Genjiro, but, like, I just like him. Like, I don't think there are any characters that I'm like, yay, about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that may change as we go on. I mean, when I first started playing... No, that's a lie. I was about to say when I first started playing Piofiore, Gil wasn't my favorite, but Gil was pretty much immediately my favorite. So I take that back, pretend I didn't say that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, like, who I will actually like and if I will actually like the game. I think we just need to keep playing it, but so far it's definitely intriguing.
So far, so good. So thank you for sticking around and listening to episode 39 on Winter's Wish. As always, if you like what you hear and would like to support us, we have a Ko-fi account where you can donate to us keeping the podcast going.
We also have Twitter and Instagram where you can stay updated on what we're up to and other Otome-related stuff.
And again, big thank you to Aksys Games for providing us with a copy of Winter's Wish Spirits of Edo for review.
We also stream Otome and other romance and just non-romance games on Twitch every once in a while, so you can check out our Twitter or Twitch page for that schedule.
That's right. Thanks everyone for listening.
Bye!